Hello everyone, this is NorCal Rider. My name is Rich. Another vlog, bridge to bridge vlog. We're gonna hit this bridge and then we're gonna hit another one up the hill a little bit. Anyway, it's cold today again. It's just been so cold, blinker on, like always. I think the topic for today's vlog is gonna be deer. Fortunately, I wasn't recording earlier and I almost hit one, so it wasn't real close, but he jumped out right as I was coming around a corner and he stopped, luckily. So I live in if you've been watching some of the other vlogs that I've done, I live in Northern California, kind of between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe, and it's deer country, especially these back roads, which I like riding. I don't really like riding the freeway. But yeah, they're everywhere up here, especially certain times of year like the fall. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of you ride in places where you have to deal with deer. And it's just always something I don't really worry. I mean, riding a motorcycle is dangerous, as we all know. But the biggest thing for me, my biggest worry, is postal trucks. Just kidding. And well, deer. I think if you really focus on what you're doing, riding a motorcycle can be pretty safe. But man, you don't know what a deer is gonna do. So that's always been my thing. That's why I try not to ride at night too much, because typically when we're gonna have issues with them. But yeah, if you live up here in the foothills or wherever you do in the country and you've got to deal with deer, it's always something on your mind. I've never hit one in a motorcycle, or on a motorcycle. I have hit 3 or 4 in cars. Obviously there's a big difference between the two. So wondering how many of you out there motorcyclists have hit a deer or been close. Obviously if you've hit one, it's a pretty dramatic situation, so hopefully it wasn't too bad, because it sure can be. Cold again today, 42. It's April in California. Literally right now, most of the time the high is in the high 70s, low 80s, and it's just been cold. We've gotten enough snow, a little more snow than we've had in the mountains in I don't know, a long time. Over 55 feet of snow has fallen at the top of the summit, which is about 45 minutes from here. We're at like 3,500 elevation, so the snow's gone, but it's just been really, really wet. So this is actually where I saw that deer on the way down the hill, right about where that van is. It's interesting too, if you're around them, it's usually never one. A lot of times when you hit one, you'll see the first one go by, and it's the second or third one that they're always following that end up hitting. But yeah, I know a guy hit a bear. We don't really deal with that too much here. There are bears around at this elevation, but mostly up a little higher. I've hit a squirrel. That actually almost put me down. But anyway, there's always something when you're riding you got to be careful of. We got to look for other cars, paying attention, look for stuff on the ground, gravel, rocks. Then you add in deer, pedestrians, bicyclists. I think one of the reasons I like riding motorcycles so much is kind of keeps you so focused that you can't really think about other stuff, so it gives your mind a break. It almost feels like you're in a big video game. You're just trying to pay attention to everything that's going around you and trying not to die. So anyway, this is the uphill version of the ride I usually do. So we're going uphill from Placerville, California to Camino. This was icy this morning. Looks like it's alright. This is like the Apple Hill area, if you haven't heard of that. It's like in the fall, it's a real touristy spot to come up. Pumpkins, apples, pies. People come up from all over to check it out. Probably talked about that too much on the last 2 vlogs, so I won't again. But it is cold. Just not what we're used to. Some of you, I'm sure, are laughing at me saying it's cold when it's 40. Think I'm an insane person for saying that, because that's probably like t-shirt weather in some areas, but here it's cold. One thing with this motorcycle, it's a 04 Bonneville. Man, it's hard to start. It's cold-blooded. If it's cold outside, it's carbureted, so it takes a while to get it going. I thought about just going in and getting one of the newer ones that are fuel injected, but I really like having the real carburetors on it. I mean, the new ones are so nice. I've ridden them, but they do that fake carburetor to give it that classic look, but it's actually still fuel injected, which I guess it's not that big a deal, but I don't know. I kind of like stuff, original stuff, late 90s, early 2000s. I'm gonna be 50 this year, so went to high school in the 90s, before all this technology, so I kind of always fall back on it. I've got a 99 Jeep Wrangler that I really like. It just doesn't have any, you roll the windows up, not a lot of electronics. Anything now, it breaks, you can't fix it. Most of the stuff I can really fix. So I was hoping I get to show you a deer, because usually I see them, but I didn't see any. That's good. So we made it back up to Camino, and this is the second bridge, like the other ones, bridge to bridge. Anyway, I'm gonna keep posting videos weekly. Start doing some longer rides and some other motorcycles soon, but if you like the content, please subscribe. I'm kind of in a contest with my kids, to be honest. They're 10 and 12. They don't think I can get 100 subscribers, so I told them they're wrong. But we'll see. Anyway, see you on the next one.